We're sticking with phones for the moment, looking at a device that's said to be a real contender for the best Android phone on the market. Seth got his hands on the new LG G3.
Springtime in sunny South Africa is a time of renewal and hope, and it has nothing to do with the weather. August and September are traditional launch months for smartphones, and this year is proving to be no different, with August bringing us a particularly stunning gift, the LG G3. The natural successor to the G2, which was arguably the most critically acclaimed phone of 2013, the G3 has a lot of hype to live up to. So for a starting price of $8,999, how does it do? It looks the part, doesn't it? Those thin bezels, that generous screen, that clever intuitive curve of the back cover. Stunning. In fact, it looks so nice, we almost thought this was brushed aluminium. It isn't. It's plastic. Aesthetics aside, the best place to look is under the hood. The G3 operates on Android 4.4.2 KitKat off a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 chipset powered by a quad-core 2.5 GHz Crate 400 processor. Plugged into that is an Adreno 330 GPU and 2 to 3 GB of RAM and 16 or 32 GB of expandable onboard storage, depending on which model you pick up. All of it is juiced by a 3000 mAh user-replaceable battery. If this thing was a car, we'd say it had a lot of horses. And horses are most certainly required when your freakishly massive 5-point-inch 1440 by 2560 LCD screen is cupping a pixel density of 538 ppi. More than 76% of the front of this phone's front face is display. Correct, that's a heck of a lot. Can you tell the difference between this screen and a 1080 pixel screen? No, not with the human eye, but cyborgs will appreciate the color density. You'd imagine that a display like that would take the wind out of any battery sales, but the G3 easily passed the "will this thing last me between leaving home in the morning and arriving back home in the evening" test, even with music streaming and photo sharing thrown in to add to its burden. Speaking of photos, this thing can snap a decent photograph, but you'd expect that from something packing 13 megapixels and a laser-assisted autofocus, putting it a close second behind the latest versions of the iPhone and the Nokia PureView phones for overall photo quality. Like we said, powerful, but horsepower will only get you to the end of a drag racing strip. What we want to know is, what's the ride like? In theory, it's great. But the G3 has been plagued by a few early release jitters, including random shutdowns and screen freezes, prompting the company to ship a software update to European customers. And sexy is as sexy does. If the G3 can iron out its admittedly minor performance issues sooner rather than later, LG stands to claim its biggest piece of smartphone consumer market pie in the history of its existence. The proof is in the pudding, so dig in.